pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So we're here today for a special meeting to set salary for 3 new employees coming into the county and changing pay scale on attorneys. So our first, hold on just a moment, I'm sorry. Our first is with the county assistant county attorney. The position number is 142049804. This is a candidate that can start in early September with the county. In light of her significant experience, it is respectfully requested that a starting salary of $104,310, SG 60 Step 10, be set by this committee due to a vacant position until this hire. Can I get a motion? Legislator Hulse, second. Legislator Lockwood. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Moved.
Pay scale? It doesn't look right.
There, hold on just a minute.
It's 25.
Yeah, step 25.
Step 25.
Step 25.
Not 10.
All right, are we ready?
Ever since
All set?
Madam Chairman, I rescind the motion. I know on the first, we have to amend it.
Okay,
Second.
second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay.
Let's go back.
Let's go back. This is a request to set salary for emergency management.
No.
Back to the original.
Oh.
Back to the original.
What do you mean go back to
The
the original?
first one you voted on.
The first one we voted on, we just rescinded.
It wasn't step 10.
And then,
Hang on, because I've got these all
So
front and back.
it's got the chart here, so we're changing it to step 25, SG 60. The SG 60 is correct.
so everything is right. So, Madam Chairman, I make a motion that we amend the salary for the
I'm not assistant
County.
Assistant County Attorney. We're gonna amend that because it says step 10 here. We need to do, the salary rate is the same, the grade is the same. We need to amend that to step 25.
Okay,
Second.
Second.
any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Now as amended. So I reread it?
No, it's amended.
It's amended.
It's amended.
Wait a minute, I'm
You need a
confused.
motion to approve as amended.
I need a motion to approve as amended. Can I get a second? Legislator Lockwood, can I get a second? Legislator Twist? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Moved. Now we can move on?
Yes.
I'm sorry. Request to set salary for emergency management coordinator.
Madam Chairman, I make a motion to amend this position number. It's listed in our packet. It's 401555640. That actually needs to be 401525640.
Can I get a motion as amended?
Second.
Second, Legislator Twist. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Now, as amended. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Carried. All right. You're welcome, thank you. Request to set salary for Assistant Public Defender. County Attorney. This is- Sorry, I have to. Again, request to set salary for Assistant Public Defender, position number 117111306. It's a request starting salary of $99,753. Management plan SG60 step 22 be set for this position and candidate appointment. Okay. Legislator Martino, second. Legislator Twist. Any discussion? Frank?
Is there a residency requirement on this?
Is there, but it,
It has to, I think it has to go before the state.
No, there's a local law that was approved, well, assistant public defenders, not the first assistant or the public defender themselves, but any assistant public defender residing, that may reside in Oswego or adjoining counties. So there is a requirement, but it's not within the county itself.
So this isn't the first assistant then?
No, it's just
What?
the entry level attorney.
But Rich, doesn't public officers law have to change?
We passed a local law.
Okay.
Does it have to go through the state before it's?
We passed local laws for
Okay,
state.
just asking. Okay, thank you.
can I get a motion? Oh, any further discussion, I'm sorry. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Moved. All right. And last but not least, I have temporary pre-approval of salaries for newly hired attorneys. Yes, I was gonna say this is.
Good morning, everybody. As everybody knows, in recent history, we had a lot of difficulty hiring attorneys, and largely due to our current pay rates. I asked the Burke Group that we had hired to do a compensation study for the county to fast track a look at attorneys, and they got us some recommendations and market numbers. And this revealed that our ranges for attorneys are low for what attorneys are being paid in Lake counties and the private sector and public sector, and that our starting hiring ranges were too low. In order to fix that, the HR department and my department are looking at a variety of different possible changes to the grade plan. But to do that, it's at least a month-long process because you have to change the management compensation plan if you want to adopt any of the newer structures that we're looking at. In the meantime, we are losing attorney candidates because of our process for bringing salaries here to the committee for approval. The demand is so high out there that the department can talk to an attorney who's a good fit, with good experience, who wants to come here, but then having to wait for a salary to be set that attorney is negotiated, we're losing them to competitors. What we're suggesting as a temporary measure is so that we can get the ranks of the county attorneys filled up, or DSS attorneys, PD attorneys, DAs, the 4 departments that have attorneys in them, to allow those department heads to negotiate and hire the attorneys they need, as long as it is within the current pay grade that's in the management plan, anywhere on the current step. and give them that authority only if they stay within their budget, the personnel salary budget, and only until the end of the year. But this could be revisited, and you can rescind this later. The other requirement would be that if we give them this authority, that each F&P meeting, they'll submit a memo saying who they've hired, what the price, or what the salary was, show that it was within budget, and a report on the remaining vacancies they have. This is just a way to expedite the hiring. One of the things we want to do is get the PD's office filled out. Particularly the more cases he can take on, the more he can save us on the back end of assigned counsel rates that the state doubled on us. So it's important to give the PD some flexibility there. We're also down attorneys in DSS as well, and that carries some risk to the county considering their subject matter they deal with, and particularly around adult and child protective. So this is simply a stopgap measure until we have corrected this in the management plan. And Julie and Jessica and I have met. We're looking at different options for a more permanent solution to the attorney's salary range.
What is the language for? I'm sorry.
I passed out with this memo, and by the way, there's an amended memo. The original memo had an error in it. The change from the first memo to the new memo is the bolded green lettering. But I also passed out the management compensation plan, salary grade plan. So we're talking about attorneys are in salary grade 60, 70, 80. I don't know if there's any in 90 and 100. Most fall within 60 to 80, those grades. And you'll see that similarly, the ones we set today for new hires are within those grades. It's just not step one, which step one is just when you look at our comparable counties, no one's hiring at that low rate.
Yes.
So obviously something has to be done anyways for it, but I'm just curious on what we're looking at for current attorneys. We're gonna have to give them bumps. So I'm assuming there's gonna be at least be a few.
Yeah.
They're gonna have experience that are going to be irate, and
Yeah.
understandably so, and we're gonna have to do the right thing by them and not let people pass them.
They would be adjusted at whatever new management, new salary grade plan that the legislature adopts that Julie, Jessica, and I are working on. So it's just a month later, but
And that's fine. I just want to see whatever plan we do. We stop doing the monthly thing of so and so is going to leave. Let's give them the bump, and then next month we're like, oh crap, they're this.
Which is why we're trying to get this all done in
So
one.
yeah, I just wanted to double check and make sure. It sounds like we're doing. I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
I think all of us are on the same assumption. Let's stop doing that. Just do the right thing, get it done and over with. It might cost us a little bit, but we got to keep attorneys. It's just how we're going. So.
I agree 100%.
Rather
See signs, yes, no. One of the things that we are, if I may,
Yeah, go ahead.
what we're looking at is what are the correct salary grade to put these attorneys in, but also a uniform way of accounting for experience to assign like a point value that'll help, that'll be a guide as to what step these attorneys should fall into the new grade. So, for example, if all of their experience is within, let's take the public defender for example. If there's an attorney who has 10 years experience in public defense, they're going to get a higher point value and a higher salary than someone he's hired right out of college, or someone who maybe has no criminal law experience and is only family law. Will have a lesser point value, and that way we can assign steps that recognize experience as well as the market.
Legislator Martino?
I understand we have a huge problem with this. I just caution, I can't caution enough, the snowball effect that this could cause. And that I know that you're all working very hard and trying to mitigate those circumstances, but I can't caution enough because we've seen it over and over, especially this year.
Yep.
We hire someone, we raise someone, we get backlash. I can't caution enough on that. That's all I really want to say about it. I understand we've got a problem, we've got an issue, and we're trying to address it the best we can, but I'm just really worried about that.
The snowball effect,
And it's not just your
no,
department.
the snowball effect will be almost all or mostly blunted by not paying out assigned council. I think using last year's numbers, you're probably gonna pay over $4 million to that this year. We paid around $2 million last year.
No, don't misunderstand what I'm saying.
No, I'm saying,
I'm
yeah,
not
there
just
is-
talking about the public defender. I'm talking about
Yeah,
attorneys
attorneys,
throughout
yes.
the entire county
Right.
and the snowball effect that
Well,
we have.
I
from
agree
that.
that, I agree there's a snowball effect. What I'm trying to say is the snowball effect isn't gonna be anywhere near what you're gonna be paying assigned council. You're gonna be paying out an extra $2 million this year. So even if you gave all the attorneys like a $20,000 raise, you'd still be saving money.
Mr. Chairman, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Commissioner Martino, what you're worried about is the current attorneys feeling left out of what we do today, and that there may be a reaction. So one of the things I'm planning on doing is, if this passes today, I'm gonna get a communication out to the department heads that have attorneys saying, this was the first step. Next step is to take care of the current or the existing attorneys, but that takes a process that has to go through the full legislature to adopt a new salary rate plan for attorneys. So this is, I want to make sure the departments can convey that to their current attorneys, that's coming, that this was simply a way to address the new hire situation, and that I hope it'll be within a month, should be, I don't see any reason why it shouldn't be. Then the second step is to take care of the current attorneys, and correct where they are on the rate.
Legislator Castillo?
I mean, as everybody knows, I've always been in favor of giving a living wage to people. I'm glad to see that it looks like we're starting to go into the 21st century as far as salaries go. My questions are, if an attorney comes to one of the department heads and says, this is my credentials, and the department head more or less says, well, what is it going to take for us to hire you? And if it's within this range, then they have the authority to hire them, correct? That's what we're saying. I mean, as long as it doesn't go above step 30, we're all set, or, within the parameters that we have set. Their ability to hire them is what we've got set. I have no problem with that. You guys know that I've always said, we should pay more money, so I have no problem. I just want to see us take the same, set for the rank and file. And I know that
Well, I think
unions keep throwing back at us, I know that, okay?
Steve?
But I think we're doing the right thing here. I know that, Legislator Martino's worried about snowball effect. We're gonna get that right down the line, that wherever we go, with everything that we've hired, where we're gonna be hiring people. We're gonna get people to say, well, obviously, I'm not welcome here because I'm not getting, you just hired a person off the street, maybe he's got a little more experience, but I've been here for so many years and I'm making less than him, so I need to make more. And we're gonna get that. But what we've gotta look at is what services are we giving to the public? And that's what we're gonna have to pay. Because everything gets backed up everywhere, and the jail gets backed up, it costs us,
Well,
what is it gonna cost us, maybe $1 million this year to farm people out places, so we've gotta get things going. And I think this is a step in the right direction, and I'm in favor of it. Okay, so,
we have to start somewhere.
yes,
Get
and
moving
that's what I
forward.
say. Okay.
All right, so are we all set? Bill, you good? Everyone else good?
You need a motion
Yeah.
to approve this.
I'll make the motion.
In a second? Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Move. We get the appropriate motion.
Motion to adjourn.
Oh,
Can I ask a question? And again, realizing management compensation plan is under review, potentially could be adjusted in August, potentially September, realizing. And I talked to my staff and let them know, I heard it a couple weeks ago, that you all are looking at this year, realizing there may be changes, it may not be until September, just trying to get everybody to hold steady, to give you some time, and they recognize what you're doing and trying to do, and they appreciate it. So part of what I proposed recently, I talked to Phil and Lori a little bit about this through emails, was trying to get candidates even in the door. It's good to have a range, but our bottom range is $72,969. Onondaga County was started EDAs right out of law school at $86,000. If I'm applying for a job and I'm looking and I see Onondaga's advertising $86 starting, Oswego says $72,000, but commensurate with experience, and I'm just out of law school. I'm applying on Onondaga. They have vacancies. My concern is Louie and I are never going to get those attorneys even applying to explain to them. And so I'm wondering is, again, if we're contemplating adjusting it, potentially moving those line ADAs and public defenders to SG 70, which is $83,394. Under the current management compensation plan under SG 60, under step 10, it's $83,433. It's still below it on the dollar. But if we could start advertising saying, hey, it'll be between 83, 84, pick a number, and whatever the upper level is of SG 60, so we could say it's between 84 and 112, commensurate with experience, and if HR can have approval to advertise as such.
I'm not sure that we are required even to put a range in the advertisement. We can say salary and wages negotiable based on experience and qualifications. So is that what we are doing now?
Yeah,
So
but
we're not even putting
I'm not
that-
really getting anything out of that. I think you need to make, you gotta make a pot. If somebody said, well, so, it's like, 73, I mean, if we can, I think we're allowed to hire within the range, I think we can always advertise it where we started at 85, just say, I'll advertise starting at 6, 5, 10, whatever, to whatever. You could always, I think that, might work, I don't know if that works.
Well, I think that there could be further discussion about this after this meeting is over with personnel.
I would suggest that's something that each department had worked out with when they're advertising for a position, work it out with HR. I think it's going to help you to if you know you're not going to get anybody below 85. I don't see the reason. I don't see a problem. But, if you're not getting a response by saying that it's commensurate with experience and qualities, that's something that we could work with.
Okay. Can I get the appropriate motion?
Make the motion to adjourn.
Second? Legislator Holt? All in favor? The votes.